Niners and Cardinals kick off today at 1:05 at Levi Stadium, where it will be steamy. Temperatures are expected to be in the mid to upper 90s at game time. It will likely be one of the hottest game days, if not the hottest, in Levi Stadium 10-year history. In response, the Niners will be wearing their cooler white pants instead of their usual gold. The Cardinals come in at 1-3, while the Niners sit at 2-2. It's the first of two divisional games in 5 days. SF flies to Seattle next to take on the Seattle Seahawks Thursday night. With more on today's game, we climb inside the huddle with host of the 49 Carats podcast, Steph Sanchez. Steph, good morning to you. And as we say, happy Brocktober.
Happy Brocktober, yes.
Let's start with today's potentially record-breaking heat. Does that favor or hurt either team? We know the Cardinals are used to playing in this kind of desert heat.
Well, you mentioned the 49ers are going to be wearing their white pants, so they are doing everything to prepare for this heat. But yes, like Arizona, known to be hot, Cardinals definitely used to this type of temperature, so that could very well level the playing field. But the 49ers, of course, hope it doesn't. I just wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple players leave the game for some IVs in this one.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the Niners adapt today. Now, two big stars have been nicked up this week that start with linebacker Fred Warner. He had a big game against the Pats last weekend, but then he sat out that second half with an ankle sprain. Do you think he's good today for about 60 minutes?
Yeah, I think, both Fred Warner and George Kittle practiced Friday. They were both listed as questionable. And reports from this morning seem to indicate that they're both expected to play. I think the 49ers are trying to be cautious with both of these players, given that they're playing 2 games in 5 days. So, just trying to be careful. But I think they're going to be out there and playing.
So that was my next question. George Kittle, we know, suffered a rib injury, so he sounds like he's likely good to go today.
Yes.
Now, Kyler Murray, he is really the first true mobile quarterback the Niners have faced this year. He's a tough man to corral. How do you think the Niners game plan around him? He's 2-4 all time against the Niners.
Yeah, and right now he's Arizona's second leading rusher, so we know he's a threat on the ground as well. He's averaging 11 yards per run this season, and it's not just the running ability, right? Like, he does have weapons in the air as well. Trey McBride, rookie Marvin Harrison Jr., and he's throwing about the same deep rate pass as Brock Purdy right now, just to put that into perspective. So he's looking for the deep play, so the 49ers have to make sure they limit him moving around in the pocket, and also blitzing him, I think, could help make him uncomfortable in this game.
Truly, he's a dynamic dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, but the Niners defense will certainly test him today. The Niners are 2-2. They have Seattle next, KC, Dallas coming up. How important is winning today's game?
Oh, I think it's huge. Just the way that the 49ers started this season, there's those first few games, maybe not the way they would have liked. I think these next 2 games and, next week on a short week, traveling to Seattle makes it that much bigger, that much more difficult. But yeah, this could potentially be a big swing in the NFC West.
So winning today early on, I think, will also be really beneficial for the Niners. They have a 7.5 point favorite in today's game. What are your predictions?
Well, I think the 49ers should win this game pretty handedly, I would say. I think they have to dominate the time of possession, control the script of this game, especially with the weather being what it's going to be. I think they should run the ball with Jordan Mason. And on the other side, they got to stop the run, stop the big play. If they do all those things, make Kyler Murray uncomfortable, I think the 49ers should come away with it.
And if they win today, certainly they will maintain their relevance in the playoff conversation. Steph Sanchez, host of the 49 Carats podcast, thank you so much.
Thank you. Go Niners.
Go Niners. And stay with KTVU for the GMC Weekend Show next at 8:30.